What have you done, and I guess this question we start with Mr. Peduto here. What have you done and what will you do to make our schools more equitable?
When I took office, there was friction basically coming from the foundation community and from the Federation of Teachers. And it was very difficult. It was based primarily upon teacher evaluation. And I started having meetings in my office in the first couple of months with Dr. Lane and the head of the Pittsburgh Federation of Teachers. We started a communication and a dialogue that really looked at what the issues were that were dividing them. And we started to realize it was very small compared to what they both agreed to was critical, which was quality education. Our involvement created a new position in the city of Pittsburgh, a liaison that works completely with education issues. It helped to create our summer of Earn and Learn, where we went from 150 kids that had a summer job to over 2,000. And then we partnered with Pittsburgh Public Schools Summer Dreamers, with Children's Museum, with Carnegie Library, and others. And last year had 16,000 kids involved in summer learning experience, 2,000 of which were paid. And this year we announced our goal is 27,000. It's not what a mayor can do or what a city can do. It's how you can pull together all of the partners in order to be able to give kids an opportunity after school, on weekends, in the summers, and to put them on a path and a career of success. And the other part of it too is study after study shows the most critical time is 3- and 4-year-olds.
Thank you, Mr. Peduto. Mrs. Harris.
Well, I got involved and became a school board member, which is a volunteer position. And I worked 80 hours a week on that volunteer position to try to make our schools better. I've been out in your communities and every community in the city of Pittsburgh working with the schools. And the other thing is to make sure that schools were not closing in the neighborhoods, because as soon as the schools start closing, you start losing families. And what we need to do is bring families back into the city, not just build apartment buildings with 1 bedroom, but we need to get those homes back together. But I still to this day work with the school board and the school district for whatever needs. We cannot be over them. They are another part of government. They are, you have the school district, you have the county, and you have the city. So I don't tell the school board what to do now, but I tell them I'll work with them. The other thing I had was building bridges, where we brought the school board, city council, and the state together to be able to talk and work out issues. And I'll do that again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Harris. Reverend Welch.
There is a lack of equity between schools outside of the city and schools in the city because we don't have a fair funding formula for education. And so I've been working on that, just like I worked on dedicated funding for mass transit over the years, and happily we received that. But one, on the state level, as mayor, I would help push to make sure that we have fair funding formula for education, so that you don't have school districts like in Upper St. Clair and Pine Richland and Mount Lebanon that have all the resources and the city struggles. The other thing is there is inequity within the Pittsburgh Public Schools. It doesn't make sense that one school will have a counselor and the other one doesn't, or one school will have a nurse and another one doesn't. And so in my organization, the Pittsburgh Interfaith Impact Network, we worked with then Superintendent Linda Lane to make sure there was equitable funding within the district. But we need to recognize why there is inequity in the first place, and it's because right now education is based on property taxes, which isn't fair across the state.
Thank you, Reverend Welch.